It wasn't really consistent what trade shows were offering for their lead retrieval. So working with a lot of different systems, figuring them out, and then some didn't offer anything at all.
I remember standing at the place where we rented the badge scan system for the trade show we were at, and there's just 100 people there panicking because they forgot to order it, they forgot to pay attention to it, and it ended up being the one thing that was stressing me out that day.
250 events around the world, a lot of different industries, people collecting leads, business cards here, sometimes a lead scanner from the association that was running the show, all different ways, sometimes just writing it down and sending in a list. Things were getting lost. That was a big problem.
We had kind of a disconnected lead retrieval mechanism. We would have lead retrieval systems from the show. I think a lot of the times those leads would end up in a CSV file that was sent to us that we would store somewhere with really good intentions.
We would just have to collect business cards, which is so archaic. And then it would take forever to not only get them back from the show, but just to put them into a spreadsheet, get them into Marketo, and get it so the salespeople can actually start, calling those leads.
All the business cards that we've collected at previous shows would go into our laptop bags, into our pockets. Before this trade show, I picked up my laptop bag and actually came by a stack of cards from a previous show that obviously, didn't get the attention they deserved.
Probably 90% of our shows, they don't have scannable badges, so we're going to just rely on the business cards that our enterprise sales team is collecting. So the fact they can scan those gives us that added visibility.
To have the iCapture solution to use across all of our events made my life so much easier as the manager of those events. The logistics of trying to track down leads became instantly easier.
It's actually made a really big difference having a streamlined system that we can all use. And I don't have the same team every time, so sometimes people are learning the new technology on the spot. But there are people that go regularly to trade shows, and they know the drill. They already have the app downloaded.
The difference that we've seen is really the consistency across. Everyone working the booth has the app loaded on their phone. There's no having to share devices or looking for the device or waiting for a device. So everyone has the application loaded on their phone and can use it immediately.
Before we started tracking, it was very frustrating. We needed to understand, this outlay. I mean, trade shows are expensive. By the time not just the cost of being at a trade show, but the cost of sending personnel, the cost of your booth supplies, the cost of all of it is very, very high.
Salesforce.com did a study, and they found that almost 50% of the deals went to the first company to follow up after a trade show. Here's your opportunity. All you've got to be is number one, and you're going to smoke your competition.
It's going to make your life easier, and that's end of story. I mean, it's less you have to worry about. It's all goes in there right away. That's like the best part, is it's just instantly in the system. It's one less thing you have to think about. When there's 100 things happening around you, this is something that it's just a no-brainer.
I think in a lot of ways what's great having this solution in place is that we didn't have to think about it for this show, and we don't have to think about it for the next shows. It's already set up, it's already figured out. We can focus on what we need to focus on for our own booths. The lead retrieval is now checked off and done.
We really like having one consistent system like iCapture. We found that the majority of the shows that we go to support iCapture, and we like having one consistent system because, again, that validates our data. We can look at apples to apples with the leads that we're collecting and the information that we're gathering, versus if we were using multiple systems or just simply scanning a business card, there's no quality control. So utilizing one system across the board really helps us with our quality control and the validity of our data.